Don't get stuck in the middle of wherever you are because you have a choice. Whenever you're in a transition, never forget this. You have two choices. You have a choice to stay stuck, or you have a choice to move forward. Welcome back to Live Bold. I'm your host. I'm your girl, Kim Hardy, and I'm excited about the topic today. I have been praying and just really paying attention to what God has been doing around me. I've been listening to the conversations of my friends and my family. And now nobody knows this because I'm just kind of trying to be in tune with God, just want to say, God, I just want to make sure that I am sharing that you really want me to talk about. And y'all, I am convinced that this is it. And what I want to talk about is transition. I want to talk about what do you do when you're in the middle of a transition. The truth of the matter, everybody is, but every transition is different. And this is what I've been noticing about the people around me as I've been listening, is that they've been having some major transitions. And it's not that I'm not in a transition, but I want to talk about what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, what I'm sensing. And a lot of people that are in transition, things have happened that has been out of their control. These aren't the things that they were a part of. These are the things that happened to them. There have been people who've been in relationships and the relationships are caving. There are people who have had jobs for years that gotten calls out of the blue of being laid off. There are people who've decided that, and not even they decided, people have decided for them, y'all. And let's be honest, it does something to our being in the side inside of us when somebody tells us that something that we've been doing is no longer going to happen anymore. Not even considering the fact that it's going to mess up our rhythms, our ritual, our life, the way things work in our lives. And it's like they just had this casual perspective when it came to our life. So what do you do when you find yourself in a transition? If I was sitting across from you right now, I really would want to know. I would look into your eyes and I really would want to know what's going on in your story that you're saying that something has happened to me that's kind of been out of the blue because it's happening all around. So many people are in between. What do I do? What's next and what's now? So if that's kind of inside of you right now, and that's the question of in your mind right now, you're saying, Kim, I'm trying to figure out what do I do next. That's what I'm hearing a lot of from people I'm talking to, people I'm listening to, and what now? And this is what I want to really speak into your heart today from my heart. Don't get stuck in the middle of wherever you are because you have a choice. Whenever you're in a transition, never forget this. You have two choices. You have a choice to stay stuck, or you have a choice to move forward. You have a choice to say, you know what? I'm going to stay in the situation. I'm going to replay everything they said, everything they did. I'm going to talk about what they should have done, why they did this to me. You can find yourself in a place where you are almost trapped in anger, in disappointment, and grief, and frustration and irritation. Or you can decide, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to advance. I'm going to take new territory. I'm going to open up myself for something new that God has for me that maybe I would not have really moved into that space without them doing what they did or this situation coming to an end. So yes, you're in the middle of one chapter and the next chapter. My encouragement to you is make this the best chapter. Make this the chapter that you say, I'm going to go all in with God. Make this the chapter where you say, I'm going to be courageous. I'm going to be bold. Make this your chapter where you are going to live life at a level you never have before. Yes, you're in the middle of a transition, but this can be a transition to move you to the place where you need to be. Now, let's be honest, because I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes we don't move until something to a door closed. Sometimes we don't move until somebody else say goodbye. We don't move sometimes until somebody else say, I'm not going to the next level with you. And that's when sometimes we've got to have that kind of push, if you will, to do what we know we should be doing in the first place. Listen, I want you to know something. I know it's not easy to be in a transition because let's be honest, we all love familiarity. We love comfort. We love what we know that we know that we know. This is my world. This is how I do it. This is what I do every day. So we know it, but you know what? Sometimes we gotta be shaken up. And so right now, you might some things have shifted in your life. There's been some disruption. What I'm saying to you is embrace it. Embrace it and look at what can I do in this moment? What can I do that I would not have otherwise done if I still had this particular situation? I want you to see this as freedom, as liberation. I want you to see this as an opportunity like you have never seen it before. I remember it was probably, I don't know, maybe like 15 years ago or so. I had this opportunity that was presented to me. So you know, or you may or may not know that I'm a speaker and I'm also a coach and a consultant. And I work in that space there of people development at the end of the day. I'm a believer, a woman of faith, Christ follower. I love to see people grow and become all that God has called them to be. But God has also called me to be in the marketplace. And so I'm in that secular space with people where I'm also speaking and giving those principles that can help people to live out their excellence. And I was at this one organization and I had opportunity to speak. And they love the message that I gave. It was a powerful time of being able to give a message and people receive it. And then I got a call on that Monday. I think I spoke on that Saturday or something. And I got a call on that Monday that some people from the organization were talking and they thought I would be a great addition to this organization. So I came in for the meeting and I came in and I let them know that I wasn't interested in a job. I wasn't interested in somebody's 9 to 5. And so we were able to come up with this new design and plan that they wanted me to be a part of this organization, but I would still keep my consultant role. And so we were going back and forth with this position. And then they took the position and they enlarged the position where it would be a national position that I would travel and go all around. And then I had to go back and redesign that plan because that was not my plan. Because one of my core values is that I'm a woman of not only of faith and I believe in Jesus Christ and all that Christ follower, but family means a lot to me. And at that season in my life, that's the last thing I wanted was to travel on your schedule, on their time. So I'm back almost like an employee. I didn't want that. So we went back to the table again, redesigned the plan. Make a long story short, they came up with a great plan, which was the plan I gave them that I designed, that I could make the choices of where I would go within this organization and speak and coach and all of this. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. They spent time with me and they took me out to dinner and lunch and all that stuff. I mean, it was wonderful. We came up with the number, y'all, that number. I don't know if you've ever been in a position where you've been able to do something and that number is the number that you wanted. And listen, it would have made me a millionaire. So let me just say that, but it was enough to make me smile and make my bank account smile. Y'all, I had counted that money. I'd already thought about all the stuff I was going to do with it, including y'all. I even thought about how much money I was going to tithe to the church. So I did that spiritual piece. Seriously, that's just where I was. And the only thing we had to do was for them to sign on the dotted line. I signed my name and everything. And then the next day, after all of this, y'all, this is about a month probably of all of them help wanting to let me, all this conversation and all these dinners and all these lunches for them to call me up on a Monday to tell me that they're going in a new direction. Oh, you got to be kidding. You got to be kidding. You mean all of that time that I spent talking to you, all that energy, focus, and attention that I gave you when you never had to ask me in the first place? You could have just said that was a great presentation. Thank you for coming to my organization. And I would have went on my merry way. So I spent time, y'all, after then, mad, angry, calling up my friends, talking about this organization until God woke me up. Listen, the Spirit of God was already moving, but God had a way of grabbing me and said, that's enough. No more energy. Don't you give them any more energy. Don't you give that situation any more oxygen. Stop putting all that time on that because I'm doing a new thing. Isaiah 43 talks about that. Do you not perceive it? God is doing a new thing in your life. So whatever has disrupted, whatever disappointment, whatever happened in your life that went wrong, whatever door closed, whoever walked out that door, whoever said goodbye, whoever said we don't need your position anymore, listen, that is not your identity and that is not your destiny. God has a plan for you. God has a future for you, a mission and an assignment, and it's time for you to find out what it is. If you don't know it, begin to pray, ask God about it, and get to stepping, get to moving, get to preparing, because nobody can hold back or cancel what God has for you. So I know it's hard. Whatever transition you're in is never easy, but we can't stay stuck, and I don't want you to stay stuck. I want you to move. So what I want to do, I just want to share with you just a few things that I did in my transition to help me move. I wouldn't be sitting here today doing what I'm doing on the podcast, writing books, traveling all around the country with my speaking and doing my own ministry had they not said no to me. Y'all, that was the biggest blessing I could have received. I didn't know it. It was the biggest blessing because it opened me up to more. God has so much more for you. You have got to grab hold to the goodness of God, the plan of God, the purposes of God. You may not know everything, but know God's character. God never changes. His character never changes. He's the same yesterday, Hebrews says, today and forevermore. He loves you. God is for you, and he has a plan for you, a plan that's going to bring him the highest glory and is going to be for your good. So now, what do you do now that you're in your transition? One of the first things I want you to do is to be honest with yourself. I want you to be honest with yourself. I don't want you to sugarcoat this thing. I don't want you to downplay it or dismiss it. I want you to look at this situation and say, what about this situation? What truth do I need to tell myself about this situation? Because I think sometimes we've given our situations more weight, more gravity. We've given it more purpose than what it should have ever happened. It should never been that way in our minds in the first place. But I know we're human. But what truth about that situation that you're saying? Now, from your truth, from your perspective. So let me say it like that. Let me just clear this up. What perspective are you giving this situation right now? Are you saying to yourself, I should have been further along by now? Are you saying things like that to yourself? Are you saying to yourself, I can't believe this happened? What about this in this season that you're saying? Let's be honest. And let's be honest. Here's why I want you to be real honest. I want you to do a faith evaluation. And I want you to do this. Remember, I don't want you to do this in condemnation. I don't want you to do this with criticism. I want you to do this in a loving environment and in terms of how God loves you and how I want you to nurture this moment. I want you to be curious, but what is it about this moment, this season that I need to be honest about? Who am I trusting in? Come on, I want you to be honest because oftentimes, if you're like me, because I'm going to be honest with you, I put my trust in that organization and God had to allow it to dissipate, to go away so I could see. Stop putting trust in man. Stop putting trust in organizations. Stop putting trust in jobs. Stop putting trust in people. Put your trust in God who never, ever changes. Put your trust in him, but you got to be honest so that you don't go into your new season trusting in someone or something else like you did maybe in the past season, in the past chapter. So be honest with yourself and say, God, I was putting my faith in other people, more faith in them than you. And so confess it, repent of it, but let's move and see what's true in this season. Because sometimes we're grieving some things because we put too much in people and too much in organizations and too much in money. And sometimes that stuff got to go away so we can anchor ourselves in the truth of who God is. All that other stuff, listen, it's just a resource. It's a tool. It's something to use so you can move forward to do what God has called you to be. But it is never to be your source. And listen, I'll be honest with you. I made that situation a source instead of a resource. But I'm not doing it anymore. And when it starts creeping in, God, the Holy Spirit allows me to know, Kim, stop that. When I get too attached, I get too mad, too angry, too upset, because I'm making something a source that's a resource. So now you got to position yourself and say, God, how do you want me now to move forward? You hear that question now? So you became true about the situation. What's the perspective I have about this situation? And now, God, what do you want me to do to move forward? Here's what I want to encourage you, because I know the Holy Spirit has spoken to you. I know there's something uneasy in your soul. I know there's something that you're saying. There's a part of me that God is prompting and guiding and leading and nudging you to something. What is that something? What is it? What is it? Is it for you to begin to prepare to start something? What is it? Is it starting a business? Is it starting your podcast? Is it starting to write the book? Is it going to make sure you begin to do some things God has called you to do? I don't know what it is, but you do know. So don't fall into what they call the myth of not knowing. Because let's be honest, we all been there. I've been there. And it sounds so spiritual. It sounds like we being humble. It sounds like we just kind of we don't know. I don't know. But if you are honest, come on now, bare bone honest. Sometimes we are walking in disobedience because God has already told you what you should be doing. But you know what it is? Let's call it out. I'm going to call it out on me. You need to call it out on you. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's procrastination. Oh, you know we can overthink. Well, I don't know if I should do this right now. And I don't know. Listen, I'm not telling you to quit a job, leave something. I'm saying, why are you not preparing? Why are you not starting to put things in order? Why are you not taking that light of illumination of what God has already revealed to you and call it out on yourself? Because this is an opportunity. Anything that has ended, disrupted, anything that stopped, listen, this is an open door for you to do something new, something fresh. This is a new beginning for you. Come on and take that thing. Step on up in that thing. And don't do it by yourself. Who do you know who can support you right now? Who is it? What friend that you know is a faith friend and a friend of yours that's supporting you? Who's telling you and have told you in the past that you can do it? I know somebody has told you, why are you not doing that? You're so good at that. And do you know how we do? Well, it's not really the time. Oh, this the one we really love. I'm praying about it. Listen, I am for prayer all day, every day. But sometimes we're using prayer as an excuse and we are passive instead of active. There's some things in your life that you have to now put a green light on. God has already told you. So now listen, the transition, the disruption, the closed door, whatever it is your opportunity. So I want you to see this as our time together. You tuned into this podcast. I want you to see this as a sign, if you will, to do what you know God has called you to do. So now I want you, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to move out on what God has told me to do. I'm not pulling back. I'm not stepping back. I'm not looking back. I'm not holding back. I'm moving forward. What are you going to do? Come on, talk to me now. I know we're not sitting right here, but we're listen, you looking at me and my imagination, I'm imagining you looking at me. And I'm saying if we were having coffee, if we were eating, chewing down grease all around our mouths, I don't know, drinking Coke, I would put my Coke down, put the straw down. I would look you in your eye and in your face and say, what is your next step? Because there's some steps, baby. God has it for you, but you got to step in it. You got to step to it and you got to do it. And don't wait. And so I can't wait to hear from you. I love when y'all comment in the comments, reach out to me. Listen, this here is a community. This is not to be done by myself. Just because I'm sitting here, it doesn't mean I want to do this by myself. I know that there's something God has called you to, and I want to keep doing these podcasts because I want to keep encouraging you. I want to keep helping you, and I want to keep challenging you. I want to keep getting in your face. I want to get in your face. Don't wait. Don't stop. It is time. If you're waiting on somebody to tell you it's time, it's time. If the Spirit of God, I'm not going against the Spirit of God. I'm going to be in alignment with the Spirit of God. If He has been prompting you and urging you and nudging you to do something, it's time to do it. That closed door that you just had, that disruption, whatever that might be, that disappointment, whatever that is your sign. It's time to move. Listen, we're going to keep on talking because this is what this podcast is all about, to keep helping you, and it helps me to keep living bold, living courageously, living unapologetically, giving God everything, full surrender. And so I'm going to keep doing what God has called me to do. And my prayer, my desire, and my hope is that you're going to do the same. I'm going to be here. So I hope you're going to be here too. I'll see you next time. Keep telling people about this podcast. You keep on doing what you do. I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to do what I do. I'll see you next time.